My husband is out of town for the first time in a very, very long time. I mean, with work, because usually we travel together, but this time around he left with work, and this is the very first time in close to 3 years that this has happened. And yeah, spend the evening with me. This is the evening vlog. I wouldn't say it's a routine, but it's just an evening vlog in a random day of the week. So this is the day my husband is coming back. Right now he's on the road driving back to Windu, and every time he's on the road I get anxious, like extremely anxious. When he left we had to go to the mall with my son, like just to spend I think a good 5 hours just walking around and everything, just for my mind to be a little bit distracted from everything, from him being on the road. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but yeah. So now he's driving back and I need to find ways to make myself busy. So I was like, I have to bake something so that when he gets home, it's something baked as well as something cooked, proper dinner, like a home dinner for him. Okay, so I am starting here with the dough. I'm making scones and I've decided to bake banana bread. Yeah, so let me tell you a little backstory about how I don't know, I'm even shy. I don't even know how to say it, but yeah. About 2 years ago, more than, let's say 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, there was this job that had my husband travel like so, like 3 days, 2 days, 5 days, 6 days here and there. So I would get so lonely and I'd be overwhelmed with a lot of feelings and all that. So that's when I started nagging my husband to give me a child. Yeah, so that's how our son came about. So I was like, if you're gonna stay with this company or with this place and you travel like this, I might as well, you might as well give me a little mini you that I could stay with at home. And that's basically what happened. So I named him Solo for some time, and then he fell for it, and that's how I won. So it's not really like we're not planning any kids, but we're not in a rush. And luckily our in-laws, my in-laws and his in-laws, my parents, both our parents, didn't really have a problem with it. We were not pressured by anybody. It was our life. It was us to choose when we were going to have a baby, if we were going to have a baby or not. So that happened, and we told you, go and feed him. Or if the boy wants to play with him, it's a whole mess. So yeah, guys, that's how we got to have our firstborn child. It was my fault. It's me. I wanted a child because I really get anxious every time he travels and I am home alone. I felt like I was lonely. I needed to see him, so the only way to see him was to see him through his child, and that's basically what happened. Yeah, so I'm using my hand mixer to mix the dough as well. It was flour, yeast, butter, sugar, eggs, milk. I added yellow food coloring, the egg yellow juice, for something different, for the scones to come out a little bit yellow inside and outside. move on to the banana bread, I've decided I'm gonna make it as muffins, as cupcakes, not as like a banana bread. So I'm using once again my chips packets, to use as parchment paper, and I'm just basically showing you how I just use that, and that is going to be like my cupcake holder. Yeah, so you just cut in those lines, and then you'll have a nice cupcake holder, parchment paper, whatever the case is. And this is very convenient, especially if you just decided to make cupcakes and you realize you don't have like cupcake cups. Oh, the word is gone. So that's basically how it will be. So you just mold it and form the shape with a cup, and then you put your butter in there, then you're good to go. So these bananas don't look normal, and that's because they were not ripe. So when they were bought, I just threw them in the freezer because I knew one day I would want to make banana bread, and that's what happened. So that's why they look weird like that, especially the color and the texture. But to make a banana bread, you need very, very raw bananas just for the perfect taste. And this banana bread that I'm making, okay, I'm calling it the banana bread because initially that's what it's called, but it's just that it's going to be baked in a different mold. So I'm using this sunshine rubber, butter, margarine. I use it strictly because it has 80% fats, and whenever you are baking, you need as much fat as you can. So use from 70, 80 and above. If there's 100, I don't know. So this is a special one because this is just normal, not your normal usual banana bread. This one we are adding like extra ingredients that will take it on a different level, like different notch, and that includes custard powder, cinnamon, ginger, what is this other thing? Wow, I forgot. But if you like the recipe, please let me know in the comment section, and then I can easily send it to you. As you can see, I am using my citrus juice maker, the manual one, and this is how you can use it to separate your eggs. And yeah, another special thing about this butter is that we're gonna fold in the white separately, unlike your usual banana bread that you add. Oh, another thing is lemon. I just added some lemon in the butter, in the bananas that I just mashed. Yeah, what was I talking about? Sorry guys, I forgot. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just adding some lemon to the bananas, and then I'm gonna add it to my butter. Trying to remember what I was saying. I'm sorry guys. It's just that it's coming on the screen and I have to narrate everything. Sorry for that. But anyway, let's get going. So I'm done mixing the butter, the sugar, the bananas with the lemon, and now I'm going in with the flour. Of course, you need to use cake flour, and then custard, as I mentioned. This is just top of the range. These things did not even last in this household. They were all gone.
I got this passion, and it's burning deep inside of me. And this time, no, not gonna settle for anything less. Craving a life that I've never known, and now is the time to find the love that I've always been looking for. I guess I'm just so such
the biggest mistake. I was supposed to add milk way before this, but then for some reason I don't know. So now I'm just trying to put it and trying to incorporate it and get it as smooth as I can. Hopefully I just don't kill the vibes, because the purpose of putting the egg whites is to make it for the final thing to be very fluffy, extremely fluffy, and just nice and soft. So yeah, let's see. So now as you can see, I am putting in my butter in the cups that I showed you earlier. I was so disappointed because I guess maybe the what is this, the bananas were not that big, so I didn't make like a whole proper big batch as I expected. This is like 12 cup cupcake muffin holder, but I was only able to make like 11. So yeah, and then in each I was just putting like 2 spoons, but yeah, still I could only come out with 11. Anyhow, we move on. We move on to our dough. It's nice and it has doubled in size, and this is how it looks. You can see the yellow color is really out to play. And then I don't know if you saw earlier when I was putting like cooking oil, because usually I'll put cooking oil at the bottom to make sure that it doesn't stick. I kind of put a lot, so but the purpose of that, yeah, like I said, is for it not to stick. So now I'm just gonna shape it and then just mold it into whatever I want to do. I just wanted to try like for just wanted to try for the first time to make also like hot dog, because this dough, the recipe for this dough is versatile. You can use it for anything. It could be for your bread, it could be for your scones, it can be for your hot dogs, and anything that you can think of. So yeah, it's limited, it's not limited. Yeah, so here I'm just shaping and everything, then I'm gonna make the hot dog thing, and that's how they look. So weird, I know guys, sorry. And then I think I've made my mistake. I think I know what my mistake is now. Clearly this white bread, because usually I mix white bread, flour and cake flour, but today I didn't have white bread flour, so I'm just using the cake flour, and I don't know how to explain it, but I wouldn't just advise you. It becomes so soft, extremely soft. Yeah, so if you want to try making buns, scones, this sort, please let's just stick to bread flour, unless you have like both, then you mix cake flour as well as the bread flour. Anyhow, I let that rest. I let the dough rest for another 15 minutes or so. Then I go to my meat. You know, this meat was so frozen, so when I took it, I was just cutting pieces, and then unfortunately I just cut it off like buns. but I'm gonna have that for myself. While I was doing this, my husband arrived and I was the happiest. This is what he brought for us. Like, he brought this motavi. I was like, bring us mondali. I was craving for these things like corn. I know it's not corn, it's maize, and they said maize is for animals, but yeah, I am an animal if that's the case, because me and maize, guys, growing up back in the village, maize breakfast with fresh milk from the cows, that was just our life. So you can't take that away from me, and that is one thing that I ate the most. It's that green apples, green grapes. When I was pregnant, those were the three things that I would eat. I would eat that maize rotten and I'll not have any problem with it. I'll not smell that it's rotten, I'll not think that it's rotten, I'll not see that it's rotten. Those guys that are selling in the streets, I think they were the happiest around that time, because I would just stop and buy. I wouldn't even taste that thing is rotten until I got home, and then I'm eating, and then my husband would be like, can't you see even the flies? But then when he says those things, he just irritates me, I was eating my maize, guys. Nothing would come between me and maize and grapes and green apples. And to this day, my son, and those are his favorites too, are unique. Anyhow, iconic, that's what I wanted to say. Anyhow, now that we came in, we got butternuts. I decided, let me add the butternut, to the menu. And this is how our dough looks, and now it's gonna go straight into the oven.
I got this passion, and it's burning deep inside of me. And this time, no, not gonna settle for anything less. Craving a life that I've never known, and now is the time to find the love that I've always been looking for. I guess I'm just so
Our muffins are coming out, guys. Our banana muffins are coming out, and they look amazing. They look stunning. I just zoomed in just so guys we can have a clear view of what they look like. Do you see how easily that thing is coming off? That it's so easy to come off, and it just shows how well done they are. They are not overcooked, they're not undercooked, they're just perfect. Look at the inside. I think the milk thing of putting the milk at the end might have disturbed the process, but still I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm telling you guys, these things were smelling like heaven. The whole kitchen smelled the best aroma, because now I was done with the baking and the meat, so I had to move on to quickly now start doing the dishes, so that whatever I'm cooking, when I'm done, I don't need to come and add or pile up. So I don't want to pile up the dishes, so I clean as I go. So now I had to start with everything that I was using to bake. And if you know, baking is the most satisfying thing when you're doing it, but the aftermath of cleaning the surfaces, the washing of the dishes or whatever you're using, it takes a lot, especially if you're using butter, the oil stuff, and you're using these cups and tablespoons, those measuring tables, measuring spoons and cups can be a headache. So anyhow, let's continue with the dishes.
If only for tonight, I'm gonna let you in. If only for the high, I'm gonna let you in. Look up to the sky, do you see the light? Look up to the sunrise, do you see what I see inside? I won't go anywhere if I'm not with you tonight. I will see the hope alive.
Now the trick, because I want to eat these for the longest, so the trick here is just to slightly boil them in a little bit of salt. I'm talking slow because I'm trying to think what is the word again in Sophia. But kuvirisa, or not kuvirisa. Wow, the word is gone. But anyhow, they are 10, so I'm just gonna cut them a little bit in halves, and then put it on the stove to boil just a bit, so that I can freeze it later on, and cook as I want to eat. So whenever I would want to eat it, I'll take it out from the deep freezer, add a little bit of water, and then let it boil to cook nicely for a few minutes, like maybe max 15 minutes, so that I can enjoy it, because then it will still have like a freshness taste to it, unlike when you just put it raw like this in the fridge, it loses its taste. So I'll just put a little bit of water and then let it boil for some few minutes. So then yeah.
If only for tonight, I'm gonna let you in. If only for the high, I'm gonna let you in. Look up to the sky, do you
Our scones are also out of the oven. The butternut is out of the oven, so everything seems to be, in place. Like they're almost done. I'm actually done with everything, so now it's just to save and have some dinner. I started doing this, I think it was around 3 when I started with the dough. I think it was 3 because obviously they don't need to, wait an hour or so, and that's that and that and that. So now I'm just brushing the butter just to have them shine a little bit from the oven. The structure or the shapes is not exactly what I hoped for, but anyhow, it's food. We swallow. We'll be fine. Yeah, but I'm really happy with what I've done because now these are going to be for breakfast tomorrow. Clearly, the banana muffins are not going to see tomorrow, so at least we have something for tomorrow. As for the butternut, I roasted it, and I'm not sure if you saw how the things look like, but these butternuts were the smallest that I got, and they were not, I don't know, 100. So I don't know. I think I also left them in the oven for quite some time. So now they are a bit hard. As you can see, I'm struggling. So I prefer roasting the butternuts and then mash them instead of boiling and mash them. I don't know, because I feel like the boiling ones, they suck too much water, so I didn't want them soft. So hence I put them in the oven to just have them roasted a little bit. But now to loosen them, I'm gonna add some milk to it, some little bit of butter. So let's just see how it goes. But as long as it's eatable, guys. I don't know. I think it's the type of butternut. They're so dry. They're hard, and then I also left them in the oven for too long. So hence they're dry. All the moist is gone. So I'm going to try to retain the moist by adding a little bit of milk, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
I got this passion, and it's burning deep inside of me. And this time, no, not gonna settle for anything less. Craving a life that I've never known. And now is the time to find the love that I've always been looking for. I guess I'm just soul searching.
was done eating and everything, I just thought to quickly at least sweep the kitchen. I couldn't mop it because I was extremely tired, but at least sweeping the floors and making sure that the countertops are clean, as well as the dishes, that helps me to sleep better. So that's basically what I'm doing here, and this is also a sign of closing of the kitchen. No coming back in here for me at least. Any other person can come and get their water, there's something to drink, there's something to eat. I don't care, as long as everything is clean, my sink is clean, you leave my sink clean, I'll be happy, and the floors are clean as well. I think you can tell by now that I'm really paying attention to this. So I'm putting now the maize that is slightly boiled in plastics. I know you come for me in the comment section talking about how toxic plastics are and all that, but unfortunately I don't have any other choice but to do this. So I'm gonna put them in the fridge. As you saw, this is the first batch that I took out, and then I put like the last batch in there. So that's basically what is happening here. And once I was done with this, I am going to now make sure that I run a bath for the boy, because he enjoys playing with his bubbles. So it's his time now to play in water. Thank you so much guys for watching until this far. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe, like and share. And if you watched this far, kindly leave me a white heart in the comment section, then I'll know that you watched this far. I'm sure you can tell by now, fire trucks are our new favorite, not even new, are our favorite trucks. Me and my son, I think my son has influenced me to love fire trucks as much as he does. What is your son or what is your baby's favorite toy? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching guys.